do not even try to attempt to understand the job industry because there's no rhyme or reason to it. It does not make sense. We are living opposite day. I swear to God, where one thing that's supposed to mean something means a completely different thing. I had an interview this week on Tuesday with the hiring manager. Before that, I had an interview with the recruiter, and she told me, we had hundreds of applicants. You were the resume that we saw, and we were like, we absolutely need to talk to her. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. She's like, we were talking about my background and everything. She goes, he is totally going to want to talk to you. Whatever. We move on. I talked to the hiring manager. That was on a Friday. I talked to the hiring manager the next week on a Tuesday, which was last Tuesday. I'm talking to him. The interview is going really well. I'm like explaining my background because he is coming from a completely different area in tech. And so he doesn't really understand what I've been doing in AI, but now he's running this AI department. So he's really trying to understand. I'm explaining everything. The interview goes really well. I ask at the end, I'm like, is there anything that you heard me discuss today or from my resume that you think makes me not able to do this job? And he was like, well, the only thing was when I saw your resume, I was worried about your leadership experience because this is a lead position. And he goes, but we have more than covered that. Like, I know you're a senior editor who runs a group of 15. Like, I totally understand your leadership experience. Like, we're all good on that. Like, it works. Okay. And then he also, and it was like, once I saw your resume, like, you were the person that I wanted to talk to. I'm like, we need to get her in here, all this stuff, like telling me like how I am perfect for this role. And so then he says, next steps, I really want you to talk to these other people. I want you to see the AI platform so you can understand what you're going to be working on. Just make sure you're comfortable with it and like you got it. He was asking me about how I would interview other candidates like under me for the role and stuff like that. And then he's like, okay, so you mentioned an edit test for those people. I think maybe I'd want to set up an edit test too for this. I go, oh, awesome. Yeah, like great. Stealing my idea, first of all, second of all, whatever. And so then literally this man is telling me I am the top candidate for this position. We're setting up an interview. That was on Tuesday. I sent him a thank you note on Tuesday. Sent him a thank you note. Talked to the hiring or messaged the hiring or the recruiter. And I was like, hey, like this interview went really well. Let me know what the next steps in the process are when they come up. Basically, that was Tuesday. We don't hear anything on Friday. So on Friday, I'm starting to worry. I'm like, I haven't heard anything all week. I'm kind of like nervous. I'm like gaslighting myself. I'm like, did he actually like say all those things or did I make them up in my head and like black out and like I'm lying to myself because I have OCD. So I was like tweaking a little bit. And I'm like, no, he fucking verbatim said these words to me. Like he wants to set up the next interview.
Listen.
Let me say this also. Jobs don't really need you like that in today's world, right? Jobs have basically the upper hand. If that doesn't make sense to you, they don't have to hire you, right? You can check all the boxes. They do not need to hire you. That's just what it is. I think back in 2020, I think employees had the upper hand, right? Where jobs were just desperately looking for people to hire. They were hiring insanely back in 2020. The shutdown, obviously. Excuse me, right? They were hiring left and right. Once C-19 was over, the shutdowns, everything went back to normal. Excuse me, all this gas. I just had lunch, all this gas is coming out. Once everything went back to normal, which also means jobs or many employers realized they don't need that many people on the floor like they thought they did. So they started to let people go. The whole point is back then, 2020, employees had the upper hand. They called the shots. They were demanding, a specific type of pay. They didn't have to worry. Like employees had the upper hand. Fast forward 2025, it's a complete 180. Employers are now, they're the ones they're calling all the shots. Not to mention so many people have been laid off where employers know there's just an insane amount of people looking for work. So they get to pretty much pick and choose who they want to hire, right? They were not knocking on doors back in 2020 looking to hire you. It's the opposite now. They don't need you. They know they have a plethora of options of people to just choose. They don't need you. Employees do not need you. And let's not even talk about AI and all this stuff. They do not need as much help like they once did. A lot has changed, man. A lot has changed. And then let me also say this. I guess the solution to what I'm talking about is if you have a job right now, if you have a job, I don't care what in what field, tech, retail, sales, logistics, health. If you have a job right now, I would not put all your eggs in one basket. All right? I talk about this all the time on this channel. I have dozens of videos where I talk about this. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. And what does that mean? It means I will continue looking for, if I were you, I'll say, if I were you, I will continue to keep looking for new opportunities. Meaning keep looking for other jobs or opportunities. Right? I will keep looking for what's out, like what else is out there. Because at one point they can decide to let you go. Or I will just start looking for a second job or something. A side hustle or just another source of income. And this will always be the conversation in this channel. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. It feels amazing. It feels amazing listen, I enjoy what I do for a living. I like to work in IT. It's great, right? It pays pretty well. But if I lose it today, I'll be just fine for like an entire year or more, or maybe even more. Because I have other things going. I have other safety nets in place. Those safety nets are my other streams of income. It's an amazing feeling knowing I have nothing to worry about if I lose this job. It's a great feeling. So I encourage you to do the same thing. It won't be easy, right? It will not be easy to start these other, side hustles or just getting a second job or having some type of other streams of income besides your one job. It won't be easy, or maybe it would. I'm not sure, but that's the focus at least. That's what I want to push to you watching this video or watching this channel, is to not get too comfortable at your one job. Things can always change in terms of them not needing you anymore. I want that to be your lifestyle too. Well, I can't speak for you. I'm just saying, if I were you, that's what I'll be doing. That's what I'll be doing right now. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, this young woman, she's gonna realize you can just do all the interviews and they can say all these things to you as much as they want. They have the upper hand. They can romance you with how they're wording things to make you feel like everything's good. Great interview. You seem like a great candidate. They don't have to hire you. They do not have to hire you. That's just a reality. So hope this makes sense. Like I said, I want to drill this into your brain to not put all your eggs in one basket. That's my whole conversation of this video. I cannot stress that enough. So anyway, let me get out of here. Much love to you. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more of these types of videos. This is always fun to do. My name is Ario the Juice. Make sure you're part of the newsletter, which is on my website. It's the name of this channel.com, juicytech.com. You can check me out on LinkedIn, IG, TikTok. I post there daily. Reach out to me on those platforms or my newsletter. It's all good. Much love. Thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure. Peace out.